Good afternoon, everyone. Well, thank you for that warm welcome and your kind attention. I didn't even have to ask you to be quiet. Thank you so much. Can we give our veterans a round of applause? I heard that you were already doing that. Well, as you can tell, we are excited to have you here, and we're excited to talk about Veterans Day. You may have heard it before, but I want to make sure you know why it's such a special day and why we should actually take a moment to think about the men and women who help protect our country. Veterans Day is a day to honor and thank people who have served in the military, both in the past and in the present. And you might be wondering, what exactly does serve in the military mean? So, next to your elbow partner, what does it mean when someone says serve in the military? What does it mean? Okay, I need your attention back in 5, 4, 3, last thoughts 2, and 1. So, by a show of hands, did you think serving in the military means fighting? Did you think serving in the military means helping protect our country? Wow, okay, put your hands down. That's exactly right. Protecting our country comes in different forms. Sometimes it might be fighting. Sometimes it might be standing on guard. Sometimes it might be helping put together a ceremony to make sure that that is safe. You all know Officer Cush, correct? He's our school safety officer. You are not going to see him around for a few months because he just got assigned to serve our country by making sure the inauguration parade goes off smoothly in Washington, D.C. So he's going to be working on that. Yeah, what do you think about that? Yeah. So we will still get a chance to have an SRO. Officer Nick will be here, but when you're thinking about people serving, you know someone very personally. Now, who has grandparents or grandmothers, grandfathers, aunties, or uncles who served in the military? Moms or dads who served in the military? Wow. There's a lot of people serving to protect our country. Now, they might have worked in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, other branches of the military. Every single one of them has faced challenges, dangers, and sacrifices to keep our country safe and free. All right, so remember, we're honoring our veterans who have ever served in the U.S. militaries, no matter when they served or where they served. Some of the veterans served in wars. Some have served during times of peace. But no matter the situation, they all made a huge sacrifice. They all had to be away from their families, maybe for a little bit of time, maybe for a really long time, like years. And I know some of you know them personally. And maybe you haven't had a chance to find out about their story. But even if you haven't found out their story, like, hey, how was it to serve in the military? Where were you? What did you do? Maybe you've forgotten to thank them. No matter what, even if you don't know their story, it's important to know that every single person who served in the military has done something incredible. They helped protect our freedoms. And we have a whole bunch of veterans who are here right now who have helped protect our freedoms. I'd like to introduce you to them. So when I call your name, if you're able to give a wave, you don't have to stand up, but you can give a wave. Where is Greg DeBon, Lieutenant Colonel in the U.S. Army? Michael Arndt, Sergeant First Class, U.S. Army. Robert Brandt, Major in the U.S. Army. Brian Bickmore, Lance Corporal, United States Marine Corps. Paul Laflamme, Airman, First Class, Air Force. Al Schlenkler, Sergeant, U.S. Army. Stuart Jackson, Sergeant, U.S. Army. Patrick Moquin, Specialist, Army National Guard. Michael Curran, Sergeant, U.S. Army. Bruce Moran, Specialist, U.S. Army. Robert Smith, Private First Class, Army Air Corps. Stephanie Sapato, Captain in the Air Force. Carrie Sprangler, Master Sergeant, U.S. Air Force. Paul McGovern, Lance Corporal, U.S. Marine Corps. Bruce Bonavie, Specialist in the Navy. Sorry, your rank, yep. Wow, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today. It's important for us to put names and faces together of the people who are helping to protect us. Now, veterans, we put together a really great program for you. The kids, as you see around them, have worked so hard. We've talked about poetry and songs and even learning to play some of our brand new instruments. And we hope that you're going to enjoy our show today. So I'd like to invite the student council members to join me here for reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you could stand and remain standing for the national anthem after. So we're going to make sure everyone knows where the flag is, right? Okay. Who's going to start? So we already did this, right? So now you're just going to do, you're going to start to say the pledge. Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the national anthem. You all may go back to where you're going. Yep. So a big shout out and thank you to all of those who are streaming with us today who could not be here in person. We're also honoring you out there. You might be wondering, well, why do we need to honor these veterans anyway? Don't they already know we're happy? that they're saving us? Don't they know they're special anyway? Well, I don't know about you, but I also like to hear some thank yous when I do something nice. I like to hear that someone appreciated something that we did. You know, without the brave men and women who serve in the military, we wouldn't have the same freedoms we have today. They've worked hard, or they're working hard to keep the country safe, and it's not really something we can see, but it's something that we should never forget. As you know, some of them have made some great personal sacrifices. We've already talked about spending months away from your family. That would also mean months away from your pet. I haven't seen my dog. It was a puppy when I left, and now the dog is 2 years old. I haven't seen my child. They were a baby. Now they're a toddler. So being away, working hard on behalf of a lot of people who may not even remember them, how do you think that makes them feel? Like this, right? Can you change that? All right, I want you to think about, while I'm talking, what are the ways you could honor some veterans? Just think about that. I'm going to ask you in a minute. Here's the reason we need to honor them, right? To show them that we actually care about the work that they're doing. And I bet a lot of you can't even imagine, wow, I'm going to go away from my family for 2 years or a whole year. And they are showing bravery and courage, and they just say, okay, I know we need that, and they're going to do it for us. And here's the other reason why you want to remember. By remembering how they have sacrificed and made a lot of changes to their lives because of their jobs in protecting our country, we should never forget the importance of that work. So honoring them helps us remember what hard work that they're doing. Because I want to live in a free world. I want to live in a place that's peaceful. And I do because of people like these men and women who are sitting right here next to me. Yeah, I think it's just a round of applause right there. Yeah. So if you want what I want, to live in a free country, to be protected, we must always remember the people who are working behind the scenes. How can we honor them? Well, a simple way is to say, thank you. If you see a veteran, you'd be like, oh, thank you so much for your service, right? Thank you. Like look them in the eye and say, thank you so much for your service. You were worth it. I was worth it. Oh, right? They know we're worth it, and they're worth that for us. Okay, we can say thank you. You could go to a Veterans Day event. Like, did you know that there's a parade? Did you know that something's happening on Veterans Day? You could do that. You can look it up on the internet. You can ask your families. Is there something happening in Hollis and Brookline? There is. When's it happening? On Veterans Day. 11 o'clock on Monday the 11th at the middle school, right? The Congregational Church. You could write a card. Who wrote some cards already for our warriors? Okay, I'm not seeing every hand. So that's your homework. We need to write some cards because that's a way to say thank you. You could learn about military history. Who loves to learn about military history? Tanks, airplanes, all the things. Yeah, that honors our veterans. I know, Walter, you are doing a great job. Grayson, you're doing a great job. I know there's a whole bunch of people. All right, put your hands down. I know, I'm not going to call out everyone, but I see you. I love that you're remembering that history. And you can always be respectful. So I noticed none of you are wearing your hats. You're sitting up straight and tall. You're showing respect. That's important. So we have some entertainment for you. Holiday singers. Let me see who's next. Hold on. Right here. Poem, artwork, and cards. Maxine, Delaney, and Elin, are you coming up to the podium? Come on, you can do it. You're doing a great job. Come on, you got this. All right, so this is kind of tall for you. So come over here on this side so they can see you. All right. Look over there. Okay, ready? Okay, go ahead. Who's speaking first? You can do it all together?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. On.
On Veterans Day, we honor all who answered to a service call. Soldiers young and soldiers old fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others died, and all of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us and all our rights. They fought through many days and nights. And though we may not know each name, we thank all veterans just the same.
Avery and Julia.
Thank you for all of you veterans. We really appreciate all the work you put in, so we donate and support you by sending cards for the holidays and showing our respect by doing this show and speech for you all. Thank you for always caring and risking everything you have just for us and many people across the country.
Thank you for putting your country before yourself and putting yourself in danger to save lives. Thank you for always caring for others and fighting for your lives and ours. Thank you for everything you've done, but think to yourself, what are ways you've helped out before? Was it for your country or to the people around you? Thank you.
If you wanted to read this a little slower, there you go. All right, I'd like to invite Liliana up here. Is your poem in the folder? Is your poem in the folder? Okay.
I am proud to say Veterans Day started at the end of World War I, and still, more than 100 years later, we honor these courageous saviors. We are all very lucky to live in today's free country, and that is all thanks to brave people who gave up their lives and time with their family for America. More than 18 million people have worked to defend our country. We must not forget what these wonderful people have done. So on this day, you must remember what these heroic people have done and are doing to make today's country free, so we can be at peace. Today is a day to thank these brave heroes.
You want to share your speech with them? You can give it over to them if you like. You want to give it to them? Okay. Let's have an original poem by Genevieve and Emma. You have a copy already?
Thank you for your sacrifice. You gave your strength, your youth, and time. You did a job not many will. You deserve our respect, and you still do. I messed up. Though you didn't give your life, you are a willing soul. Only your brothers in combat your suffering truly know.
We love that you are here with us and honor who you are. A grateful nation appreciates every single scar that wrote upon the slate of you, though you were very brave. You came back to us a hero. You are not quite the same, for you have learned to bear the weight of defending freedom's call. But you did come back, and that is what we give thanks for most of all. Thank you, veterans.
Very nice. I'd like to call up Renee and Caroline.
This is the presentation for the Blue Angels. Me and Caroline think this is like really cool, so yeah.
The Blue Angels are part of the Navy. They are part of the Navy because they have to fly off ships in battle. The Blue Angels are considered some of the best pilots because the teamwork required for the high-speed, low-altitude flying in the tight Blue Angel formation takes hundreds of hours to develop. The Blue Angels can fly to 700 miles per hour and be only 18 inches apart. The mission of the Blue Angels is to showcase the teamwork and professionalism of the United States Navy and Marine Corps through flight demonstrations and community outreach while inspiring a culture of excellence and service to their country. Members of the team can serve on the Blue Angels for 2 to 3 years. Thank you.
Did you draw those? Wow. Yeah, okay. Wow. We can't keep that up. All right. Thank you. Why don't you take, okay, don't let it fall. Okay, perfect. That's okay. Yep. So what I'm noticing is a lot of students putting in effort and hard work, writing original poems, writing different things for you, really come from their heart. And now our holiday singers have been giving up their recess time, working really hard with Mr. Parent to prepare some songs, as well as our HUES band taking extra time so that we can make this super special for you. So the holiday singers, Mr. Parent.
As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me.
I roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the glistening waters. This land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, then I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling, and reverence singing. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the glistening waters. This land was made for you and me.
Yeah, one more time.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the glistening waters. This land was made for you and me.
Thank you, Mr. Parent. Thank you, holiday singers. Our HUES band, led by Mr. Wallace, will now perform God Bless America. The kids have been working really hard on that. Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Thank you, sixth grade band members. At this time, I'd like to invite June up for her poem. Oh, there you are, June.
Veterans are brave men and women who are still alive today. We thank them for their service and the price they chose to pay. Each day we live in freedom and our memory must not fade. The reason for this freedom comes from the sacrifices they made. So we celebrate our veterans on the 11th of November. We thank them for their courage and we pledge to always remember. Thank you.
Share that with them if you like. Shay, Sophia, and Caroline. Sure. Yep. Who did I miss? Are you up? Okay. So are you going to read anything? And Michaela. Everyone's going to talk. Do you want to come over here so we can see you? Because the podium's kind of tall. All right. So you're going to talk to them. All right. Who's going to hold? So when you talk, you have to talk loud into the microphone. Right there. It's got to be in your face. Okay?
To our veterans. Not 1 million poems can ever be deserving of one veteran.
One hero in our fight.
Underneath the violent stars and the courage stripes.
One veteran who will never be forgotten.
For all of their sacrifice.
With only hope to bring them home.
Yet that was enough to suffice.
Watching others fall in battle,
But not leaving one behind.
Pushing through until the end.
Enduring the fight so that all could be right.
pushing on with more bravery than anyone can imagine they'd
Muster.
A hero when the dust arose.
Resign of the thunder.
Not even 1 million poems are deserving of one veteran.
I can only hope this one poem can be close to enough.
To honor those never to be forgotten.
Those lost to the war.
To do our heroes justice.
Although they've done so much more.
All right, Lena, Liliana, and Maya.
White is an important color in the American flag. The white stars on the American flag are associated with heavens, and the stripes represent rays of sunlight. White is associated with light, goodness, and purity.
White is the color of perfection, wholeness, and complication. It also stands for intentions, White also symbols protection, encouragement, and peace, which are all very important.
It is the color that represents spirit, which symbolizes our country greatly. Veterans and those in the military have protected us, even in danger. White also shows goodness, which is much like our country.
White also can be thought of as safe for doctors wear this color. White is the color of new beginnings, which is probably why Betty Ross put it on our flag. It can be known to show new directions.
America and other veterans have been an example of all these qualities. This is what white means to the flag in our country. Thank you for serving our country.
Can you share those with the veterans so they can see them? Go ahead and share them. The holiday singers, we welcome you back with a new song for us. You're a Grand Old Flag. Are you ready, Mr. Parent?
We are.
All right.
Before we start, we're going to sing through this one twice because this is kind of short and sweet. On the second time through, we'd love to have it if anyone that knows the lyrics could join us. So we're going to sing it through once, and then the second time through, I'll count you guys in. Veterans, join us. I heard you guys singing on God Bless America earlier. Let's hear it.
So at this time, I do continue to need your attention. I'd like to ask one of our veterans to come up and speak with us. It's a very special time because he's a really special person who's been coming to our veterans assemblies for all the time that I've been the principal here. So Bob, could you come up and talk to us a little bit about your story?
First of all, I'd like to show my appreciation to the Hall staff for asking the veterans each year, and we've all enjoyed it, talking to the students. Secondly, I'd like to show I'm privileged, I should say, to be a member of the Hall's Veterans of Foreign Wars. They're a great bunch, a band of brothers that will offer their services to anyone in need. And I'm privileged to be a part of that. On another note, the one thing that I really think about from time to time was overseas, watching young children eating from garbage pails to stay alive. It reminded me of a verse my mother used to say during the Depression days, when food was very scarce. And it goes like this: you must not throw upon the floor the crust you cannot eat, for many a hungry child would think that quite a treat. Willful waste brings woeful want, and you may see the day that you will say, oh, how I wish I had that crust that I threw away. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Robert. I really appreciate you speaking to us and talking to us how important it is, all those things that you remember. That message that you just talked about, not wasting, the children have heard it here before, correct? Not wasting. When he talks about, he actually saw children eating out of garbage cans to stay alive in another country. We never want that to happen here. Thank you so much for letting us know that it's a really important message. As we come to a close today, and we're thinking about our veterans, remember, our veterans have done extraordinary things. They deserve your respect and your gratitude. We can honor them not only on Veterans Day. Every day we should be remembering and being grateful and thinking, wow, there's someone out there working on my behalf, and I can give back by showing kindness, by being thankful, by keeping their stories close to our heart and their sacrifices alive. I want to thank you, veterans, all of you who are here with me, all of you who are watching. Thank you so much. Students, I want to thank you for listening, for learning, for all the work that you've done out the extra mile to make it sound beautiful today. For those of you who wrote poems, for those of you who wrote cards, and for those of you who are going to write cards. All of that says a giant thank you to the people who are receiving them. It is an important day for our country, and I hope that you'll carry the spirit of honoring our veterans with you beyond today, into your hearts as you go about your school days, as you get extra time off from school, as you have different celebrations. I hope you remember this day and every day how important our veterans are. Can we give them one more round of applause? And we want to honor our veterans with the Armed Forces Melody by our holiday singers. So holiday singers, one more time. Thank you, everyone. As we head out of the gymnasium today, as you pass by, say a quick thank you. And remember, when you see veterans, people in service uniforms, all you have to do is say thank you. It can be a little gesture with your head, thank you. You don't have to make a big deal, but you can acknowledge them to say, I see you and I appreciate you. From the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you, veterans, for all of your work. We really appreciate it. And look to your teachers. We're going to start filing out that way.